sensations of the Games last year in Paris, the Olympic champion. Twitch there from level on the...
Oh, what an occasion. Kenny Bednarek quickly into his running. He's into the lead round that bend, but watch for Tebogo.
Inside, but they get away first time. Good stuff from Tebogo. From Courtney Lindsay.
Lyles needs to mount his charge now, but look at Tebogo. He's going to make history.
Courtney Lindsay leading at the moment. Tebogo trying to come back, and Tebogo so strong through that second half and easing away there, and he takes it there.
First African man to win this title, and he's beaten one of the all-time greats.
1976. That is quick.
Tebogo was a few meters clear. Letsile worked so hard to try and give him a go there, but Tebogo draws clear now.
Breaking news out of Eugene, Oregon. Letsile Tebogo has just dropped a nuclear statement on the 200-meter world. After weeks of silence, rumors, and uncertainty, the reigning Olympic champion roared back to the track at the Prefontaine Classic and stunned everyone with a blistering 19.76 seconds. Not only did he secure a dominant win, but he also grabbed the world lead for 2025, sending a crystal-clear message to the rest of the field. I'm back, and I'm not playing games. This wasn't just any victory. This was a declaration of war in the most competitive sprint event on the planet. And he did it with such ease, such control, that it left fans, analysts, and even rival athletes wondering, if this is him after weeks away, what happens when he hits top gear? The crowd at Hayward Field knew they were witnessing something special. The commentators couldn't believe the composure. And just like that, a 19.76 changed everything. Because what looked like a season teetering on uncertainty just became a potential golden summer. But wait, this performance didn't come out of nowhere. It came with context. Because the last time we saw Tebogo, it wasn't this pretty. Let's rewind. Just a few weeks ago, LetsileTebogo was slated to run the 100 and 200 meters on the same day at a Diamond League meet, a move that screamed confidence, even arrogance. But then, in front of a packed crowd, he pulled up in the 100. Just like that, he was out. No 200, no post-race interview, no clear explanation, and the sprinting world went silent. Was he injured? Was it a precaution? Or was this the beginning of a downward spiral just months before the World Championships? Social media exploded with theories. Some fans speculated he was nursing a hamstring tweak. Others thought it was burnout. But one thing was certain. He hadn't been seen on a track since. Until now. So when he walked out onto the Hayward Field stage for the 200 meters at Prefontaine, people were watching closely. Was he healthy? Was he ready? The answer came fast and loud. The gun fired, and from the curve to the finish, he looked like a man on a mission. That 1976 didn't just win him a race, it erased weeks of doubts in a single lap. But what made this comeback even more shocking was who he didn't face. Now here's where things get even juicier. This race was supposed to be the ultimate showdown. Letsile Tebogo versus Kenny Bednarek, the 2025 world leader coming into the meet. It had all the makings of a classic. Olympic gold medalist versus the hottest man in the sport. But just days before the gun went off, Bednarek pulled out. A reported minor injury, said his camp, citing the need to focus on the upcoming US trials. Strategic or suspicious? We'll let you decide. Either way, it stripped the event of a major headliner. But make no mistake, the field was still stacked. Multiple sub-20 men, rising stars, and veteran threats lined up to challenge Tebogo. Yet once the gun fired, it became clear this wasn't going to be close. Tebogo didn't just win, he made it look easy. And while fans were robbed of the Kenny versus Letsile clash, the race told its own story. Because even without Bednarek on the line, someone else stepped up and brought the fire. Someone who's been quietly brewing a rivalry of his own with Tebogo. And this wasn't the first time their names were mentioned in the same breath. Enter Courtney Lindsay, the man who once shocked everyone by beating Tebogo on the pro circuit and has since chased him across the globe in Diamond League battles. Back when Lindsay first emerged as a contender, he was the underdog with something to prove. But now, he's a serious problem, consistently running low 20s and threatening the top tier. In fact, earlier this year, Courtney came within inches of Tebogo in a photo finish 200 meters that had fans buzzing about a potential rivalry. And once again at Prefontaine, it was Courtney who crossed the line second. His time? A fast 1988. That would win most races, but not this one. Because Tebogo didn't just edge him, He pulled away in the final 70 meters like it was routine. And just to rub it in, Tebogo glanced sideways as he crossed the line, sending an unspoken message. You're good, but not good enough. The gap between them was psychological as much as it was physical. It's a rivalry now, but it's also starting to look one-sided. And if that wasn't chilling enough, consider this. Tebogo's not even at full power. Not yet. Here's the terrifying part for his competitors. Tebogo didn't even look like he was straining. The 19.76 came with ease. No gritted teeth, no desperate lean, no overdrive. Just smooth, controlled speed. He ran that race like it was a semi-final, not a showdown. And that tells us everything we need to know. The scary truth is that if Tebogo is running 19.7 with that level of comfort, he's sitting on something much, much faster. We're talking 19.5 territory. And if history has taught us anything, it's that you don't peak in July, you sharpen. He's timing his rise perfectly. That race wasn't his final form, it was a warning shot. A preview of what's coming in Budapest. And with the Olympics just around the corner, Tebogo isn't just aiming for medals, he's building an empire. But if you think this means he's already the favorite, not so fast. There's still one man whose name looms large in the 200-meter conversation. He wasn't in the race, but he was in everyone's minds. You can't talk about the 200 meters without mentioning Noah Lyles, the reigning world champion, the showman, the man who ran 19:31 and dared the world to catch him. But where was he? Not at Prefontaine, not on the start line. And that's exactly what made this race so important. Because every time Tebogo dominates, the Lyles comparison comes front and center. On paper, Noah still holds the crown. But track isn't about paper, it's about presence. And while Tebogo was tearing up the track, Noah was silent. Scheduled to run the 100 meters in London, his form remains a mystery. And fans are starting to ask the question, has the torch already been passed? Lyles has proven he can run 19.3s when healthy. But that's the key. When? Because when Noah's off his game, he's beatable. Tebogo? He looks unbeatable. And if this 19.76 is a sign of things to come, the showdown we all want might not even be close. But to understand why this debate is so heated, we need to go back to the moment it all began, the Olympic final. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the 2024 Olympic 200-meter final. Tebogo took gold, Noah Lyles finished third, but immediately after the race, a narrative emerged. Lyles had been sick. Not an excuse, he said, just a fact. And to his credit, his performances before and after the games were stronger. But for fans and pundits, that bronze medal left a sour taste. Did Tebogo really beat the best version of Noah? Or did he win by default? To this day, the track world is divided. Some say a win is a win. Others argue that the true test still awaits. And that's why 2025 has so much riding on it. Because when these two meet again, assuming they both make it to Worlds healthy, it won't just be for medals, it'll be for legacy. This next race will either confirm Tebogo's rise or re-establish Noah as the true king of the 200. But based on what we just saw, there's a growing belief that Noah may not be the only one capable of 19.3 anymore. Because Tebogo is knocking on the door, and 19.5 might not be enough to hold him back. So here we are. The countdown to the World Championships is officially on. Tebogo has thrown down the gauntlet. 1976 in July is no small feat. It's world class. It's medal worthy. But is it gold worthy? Not yet. Because recent history shows us something brutally honest. To win the 200-meter final on the biggest stage, you need to go 19.5 or better. Lyles has done it. Bednarek has flirted with it. But Tebogo? He's almost there. And judging by the way he coasted through the finish line in Eugene, he might be ready to smash through that barrier. We're talking about a man who ran 19.7 like it was practice. And now the entire sprinting world is on edge. Will Lyles rise to the occasion? Will Kenny recover in time to challenge? Or is Tebogo about to start a new era of 200-meter dominance?
Go to Tokyo.
One thing is certain, the race for gold just got a lot more real. Because Tebogo isn't just back, he's ascending. And until someone proves otherwise, he may be the most dangerous man in track and field.